Hey everybody, I love the fact that this month we've been able to focus in on things that really matter. Like week 1, we focused in on creation, reminding us that there is a God, and that God loves us and gives us all this stuff to love and enjoy. That's right. Week number 2, we were able to hear from God, and there's lots of ways that we hear from God. Week number 3, we were able to pray to God this last week. We can pray always in all sorts of different ways. That's right. And then this week, we are focusing in on how we can live for God by loving others. You know, these glasses, what they do is they help me see things clearer. That's right. When I put the glasses on, I can actually see things clearer because of that. And you know what? God invites us this week to live for God by clearly seeing how much He loves other people around us. And that's a responsibility and an opportunity that we have to love one another. So let's get started by listening to Kelly as she helps us focus in. Kelly?
Hello everyone, I'm Kelly and we are back and ready to focus. Okay, we've discovered lots of ways that we can take a closer look and grow in our relationship with God. Let's see if you can unscramble these words and remember all the different ways you can focus on God. You can focus on what you can see. Nice. You can remember that our big, powerful God created everything and everyone we see, and He cares about what's going on in each of our lives. What else? Well, you can hear from God. You can do that by reading the Bible, whether that's on an app, on a tablet, or even in a book like this one. You can follow God's big story throughout history and discover what it means for your life today. How else can we focus on God? You can pray anytime, anywhere, about anything. You can talk to God and be honest with Him. Remember, He is always there for you, no matter what. We can do all these things to focus on God and discover more about Him. And the best part is, we can choose to do them every single day. We can make a habit of living differently and focusing on God, no matter what's going on around us. Today, we'll talk about one more awesome way we can focus on God that's all about the way we act every single day. But first, jump on your feet because it's time for us to put our focus on God and worship Him together.
All right, everybody, we'd like to sing a little familiar song called This Little Light of Mine. That's exactly right. And that's basically the words of the whole thing, except for a few actions along the way. So let's go ahead and kick it off. If you need help, the words are below. Here we go. This little light of mine, that's right, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, hey, hey, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, yeah, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. All right, let's see. Second verse. Shine it as you. Let's see. Shine it as you jump up and down 10 times. Go. I'm gonna let it shine, yeah. Shine it as you jump up and down. I'm gonna let it shine. Shine it as you jump up and down. I'm gonna let it shine. Jump, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. All right, let's see. Third verse. 2, 3. Shine it as you. Shine it as you do a foot bump. Go. I'm gonna let it shine. Shine it as you do a foot bump. I'm gonna let it shine. Shine it as you do a foot bump. I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine. All right, let's see. Fourth verse. 2, 3. Shine it as you. Shine it as you just like sit still. I'm gonna let it shine. Shine it as you just sit still. I'm gonna let it shine. Shine it as you just sit still. I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine. Oh yeah, you know it. Let's sing it out together. Here we go. This little light of mine, yeah, yeah. I'm gonna let it shine, yeah, yeah. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, you know it. I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
Here I come! Hey guys, it's me, Kyle. I didn't know if you'd recognize me without the lights on and with the flashlight, but today we are playing flashlight tag in the lab, which means I might have to...
Kyle!
Be right back.
Where are you? Hi, guys. Have any of you seen Kyle? I'm trying to catch him.
You're never gonna catch me!
I heard you! I heard you! Oh, wrong way. Oh. No. Kyle! Kyle!
Thanks for that. Man, it is crazy back there. Everything is so dark. You can't see anything. It's like a maze in the lab. You're tripping over things. You're running into things.
I'm fine.
I better go check on her. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, where was I? I was talking about lights, flashlight tag. What else?
Gotcha!
Ow!
Kyle! Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. Wilson just got me.
I'm the king.
Okay, King. Hey, do you mind putting the spotlight on me real quick? Okay, yeah. Perfect. Light illuminates everything that we see, and even some things that we can't. So today on A Closer Look, we're talking about just that. Stay tuned. Samantha? Samantha? When we think about light, we usually think about lamps or the sun, but there's so many different ways to use light, like,
Kyle, I am... Hey, no spoilers, please. Kyle, I am your...
Friend?
Light isn't just something out of bulbs or from the sun. Light is also lasers!
Oh.
But what good do lasers even do?
Well, they look cool.
But looking cool isn't a reason to be talking about it on this show. I mean, this is science that we're dealing with here, people. What's the practical application?
First, the fact that you care about the content of this show means the world to me, so thank you. And second, lasers can be used in so many different ways. It can help shape people's eyes so they can see better.
Oh, like LASIK. Yeah, you know, my dad had that done before we couldn't even read a stop sign, but now we can read the newspaper over my mom's shoulder when they're in separate rooms.
Wow, exactly. And there's also LiDAR.
Ooh, what's that?
Well, it's basically a radar that uses lasers. So we use light to scan entire areas to take an incredibly detailed photograph that we normally couldn't see with the naked eye. Check it out. Look, an entire ancient city covered by trees for hundreds of years, and we discovered it using LiDAR. See, the city couldn't be seen because the trees had covered it up, but we found it with light using LiDAR.
Plus, they sound super cool.
Yeah, they do. Also, because high-powered lasers are accurate over long distances, we can measure things like elevation very
Houston, we have a problem.
Very accurately. But that's some of the small picture stuff about light. But what about the big picture stuff? Like about supporting life on our planet? Do you ever wonder how we got this amazing world around us? It's all because of 4 little words. Let there be.
Oh, I know this one. Oh, light!
Light is the main source for life on our planet. Light is the sole source for food creation on our planet. For instance, we need light to grow our fruits and our vegetables. But have you ever wondered why? We need light to see, yes, but light comes in a spectrum that makes our world beautiful. For instance, if we didn't have this various spectra of light, our world might look like What are you doing to shine a light on your friends? How are you seeing them better? Well, guys, that's it for this week. Thank you for joining us and for taking a closer look.
You know how there are rules about stuff in life? Things we should do to help us live better together, and things we shouldn't do because we might get hurt or hurt others. Like, don't run with scissors. That's a great rule because it helps keep us safe. Or look both ways before crossing the road. Another really good one. A family might have the rule of don't eat a bunch of cookies before dinner because you might get a stomachache or get too full to eat the good stuff. A family might also have a rule about sharing with others, like maybe don't take all of the treats from the treat jar. Save some for others so they can share in the fun. Sometimes we get so caught up in the rules that we forget why we have the rules in the first place. Well, in today's Bible story, the Pharisees, who often got caught up in the rules rather than the reason for the rules, asked Jesus what he thinks the most important rule is. They were actually trying to trick Jesus into making a mistake, but Jesus' answer really helps us focus in. Let's check with Kellen to hear more.
Well, hello there. Who are you looking at? You looking at me? Huh? You looking at me? Are we rolling? Oh, hello, I'm Kellen, and we've been having a lot of fun taking a closer look at the world around us. So I have a mirror here, but it's not just any mirror, it's a two-way mirror. The way it works is that one person can see through it from the side where it's darker, and the person on the other side sees a reflection of themselves when the light is on them. So here's me, but when I stand behind it and change the lighting, can you see me now? Cool, right? I'm seeing a reflection of myself, but if we change the lights again, I see you. Cool, right? Alright, well, we'll come back to that later. So our story today actually comes from two different books of the Bible. Now, they're both pretty famous passages. The first is from the book of Matthew, where the Pharisees are asking a question of Jesus. First, let me explain who the Pharisees were. They were a group of religious leaders who tried to honor God by following a bunch of religious rules. The problem was, they focused so much on following the rules that they didn't love God or other people very well. They also didn't like how Jesus claimed to be the Son of God, and they didn't like how everyone seemed to be following after him. When one of the Pharisees asked his question, he was really trying to put Jesus to the test and see if Jesus might say something that would get him in trouble. So he asked Jesus this question: which is the greatest commandment in the law? Now, the law he was referring to was the law in the Old Testament that had lots of rules. Lots of rules for all kinds of things, like what kind of work you could do on certain days of the week, or making sure you covered your water wells, or to not eat owls. Seriously, it's in there. Check it out. So Jesus answers them and says, "Love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul. Love him with all your mind. This is the first and most important commandment, and the second is like it. Love your neighbor as you love yourself. Everything that is written in the law and the prophets is based on these two commandments." Jesus basically sums up the law with those 4 verses. There are more than 600 rules in the Old Testament, and Jesus says here what you need to do. Love God, love people. That's it. Crazy, right? But how do we love someone? I mean, what is love? The Apostle Paul had some things to say about love in the book of 1 Corinthians. Paul said, "Love is patient, love is kind. Love does not dishonor others." He also says that love does not look out for its own interests. Love is full of joy. It always protects. It never gives up. Love never fails. Now, that's a lot of beautiful words about love, but what does it look like in our everyday life? What does it look like for love to be patient? Okay, what if your little brother or sister has destroyed the Lego tower you built for the 3rd or 4th time? Showing them love might mean that you're patient and that you don't get angry at them. What does it look like for love to be kind? Well, maybe there's a new kid at school or at camp, and maybe they don't look or sound like you or any of your friends. It may not be easy, but to show that person love means to show kindness. Invite them to sit with you at lunch or play with you at recess, even if your other friends don't want to. What does it look like for love to never fail? That's a big one, right? To say that love never fails? Well, I don't think Paul was saying that love is always easy. It's not. And sometimes we might feel that love has failed when you try to show someone kindness or patience and they make fun of you or they ignore you. But I think maybe Paul is saying that we can't give up. And if we continue to show people love, it will change them and change us, even if we can't see it immediately. I think it's also good to remember that God is described as love, and what God did by sending us his son Jesus will never fail. Even when we mess up, God still loves us, and we can show that same love to others. Here, let me show you something. So we're back at this two-way mirror. Remember that it works because of light. When you light up one side of the mirror and lower the light on the other side, the person that has the light shining on them is able to be seen. So when I shine the light on myself, I can look in the mirror and see myself. Hey, Kellen. But when we turn the light down on ourselves and we turn the light up on the other side of the mirror, we turn the light on others. We turn the focus on other people, and we can see who they are and what they need. When we take a closer look at others, we're able to see them as God sees them and live for God by loving them. Pretty incredible, right? So, as you go home and as you meet new friends in the next few weeks, remember that you can live for God by showing others God's love. And keep a lookout, because there are so many things to learn about God when you take a closer look. I'll see you guys next time.
Hey, 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 we're called to love God and we are called to love others. Let's focus our attention on that as we sing this song, Romans 12:10. Here we go. It goes like this. Love God, love others, honor God, honor others, love one another deeply, honor others more than yourselves. Romans 12:10, let's sing it again. Love God, love others, honor God, honor others, love one another deeply, honor others more than yourselves. Romans 12:10, let's sing it again. Love God, love others, honor God, honor others, love one another deeply, honor others more than yourself. Romans 12:10, now that's the end. Super excited for you to focus in this week on your activity pack. And it's with that activity pack you can do together as a family, and we can zero in on what it means to live for God by loving others. That's right. If you don't have an activity pack or would like one, you can either email Dawn or you can go on a website and download one from there. This week we'll be playing a game of charades with Twist. We'll also be creating crosses of love. We'll be discovering how important teamwork is in a three-legged race. We'll enjoy some sweet strawberry hearts. And we'll be able to send a letter to some seniors just to let them know that we're thinking about them. Check out the supply list and we'll look forward to posts from you on how you are focusing in on God this week. Blessings.
What a great month it's been. I'm so very thankful for the opportunity we've had to focus in on our faith. And I sure hope your family has had fun with VBS at home. Through Wow at Home family worship and our activity kits, we've learned that when we focus on what we see, we can see God all around us. We discovered we can hear from God in all sorts of ways. We explored how we can pray anytime, anywhere, about anything. Remember, always and all ways. Because God loves us so much and is always ready and willing to hear from us. Today we're focusing in on how we can live for God by loving others. We are loved with a love that will never, ever end, no matter what. And even when we mess up, and we for sure will, won't we? God still loves us. And Jesus teaches us that we can show that love to others by the way we treat them. When we choose to focus on others rather than on ourselves. When we put them first. When we shine the light on them instead of on ourselves. We are loving them with God's love. And through that love, they can come to know that God loves them too. And then they'll learn to live for God by loving others. And on it goes. Pretty great, huh? And when we do that, we're loving God. Love God, love others. That's the key. And so now go to love and serve the Lord. Thanks be to God.